Our only hope is that Trump just gives up, because this is hopeless. See, they don't understand modern day politics at all. They're still, we're going to get the John McCain Republicans, the Dick Cheney, Mitch McConnell Republicans. No, those are corporate Republicans.
Exactly. Even if, let's say, best case scenario for Kamala Harris, cozying up with neocons like Dick Cheney works out for her and gets her across the finish line. I need Democratic voters to please just explain to me, why is it that you guys really want the Democrat to win if the Democrat is willing to open her administration up to neocons who do not possess the same values as us? Right?
So Kamala Harris's campaign has been blundering on many different fronts as of late, right? Just a string of really bad or questionable decisions. But one thing that is underrated, that's not really talked about, is the fact that she apparently thinks it is a good political strategy to outright embrace and become a neocon, right? Apparently, despite the fact that the Iraq war was massively unpopular with the American people, that nowadays the idea of being a warmonger is not well received by the American public, Kamala thought it was great politics to accept the endorsement of Liz and Dick Cheney and turned around and said, haha, that is such an own on you Republicans, when in reality, the entirety of the Trump supporting base is saying, okay, you can have those people. Right? We don't want them. Take a listen.
Thinking differently from Biden. Now, Harris has also played up endorsements from the likes of Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney. Here's how she reacted when they first endorsed her.
Dick Cheney have endorsed you. What do you think?
I'm honored to have their endorsement, and I think that what they both, as leaders who are well respected, are making an important statement that it's okay, and if not important, to put country above party.
Okay, so you all have the context and the backstory to it. So with all of this in mind, let's go back to her latest idea of having a bipartisan group of advisors within the White House if she gets elected. Take a look.
And I have decided also, not only will I have a Republican in my cabinet, but I'm also going to, I was talking to my team about it, I want to create some structure around the following, which is, I love good ideas. Wherever they come from, I love good ideas.
Folks, if you enjoy the content, please do us a big favor. Be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Trust me, your subscriptions go a long way in ensuring we can keep bringing you these videos. They're the best way to support. And by the way, most of all, it's totally free and helps you stay up to date with all of the breaking news in this election season. So it's a win-win. All you got to do, hit that red button down below. But with that said, you would think, right, this political strategy of embracing Dick Cheney would be not so well received by people on the liberal side. I mean, when you take a look at how most Democrat pundits nowadays got their start, it was by criticizing George Bush, Dick Cheney, and the Iraq war. But seemingly nobody actually cares on the left that Kamala Harris is becoming a full-blown neocon. They apparently think this will somehow be an own at Republican voters, even though in 2016, we rejected Jeb Bush for a reason, right? Because this dying ideology has no place in modern American politics. But apparently, the only people on the left who support Kamala Harris that are willing to call this out is the folks over at the Young Turks, right? Cenk and Ana are completely pissed off about this, and I will give them some credit because I listened to this segment. First of all, I don't agree with them on a lot, but their analysis in regards to why Dick Cheney is bad politics for Kamala Harris is completely spot on. And then number two, they are apparently the only Democrat voters left that are willing to call out Kamala Harris over this. So with that said, let's take a listen to what Cenk and Ana think about Kamala betraying seemingly the entire Democrat base, or at least the traditional Democrat base, to run around with the likes of Liz and Dick Cheney.
Our only hope is that Trump just gives up, like, and I don't mean like literally, of course he's not going to do that, but he's kind of de facto doing it, where he just melts, right? And he just is so unelectable that she wins, because this is hopeless. What is this? We're going back to the 1990s. I love Republicans. I love bipartisanship. Republicans have such good ideas. Might that encourage people to vote for them instead of you? And what Republicans are you talking about? See, they don't understand modern day politics at all. They're still, we're going to get the John McCain Republicans, the Dick Cheney, Mitch McConnell Republicans. No, those are corporate Republicans.
Exactly.
True.
Perfect.
And those corporate,
I agree.
Those voters don't exist. So you think that because your donors are all corporate Republicans and corporate Democrats, that there's this giant subsection of the country that are like, oh my God, if she would just work with corporate Republicans to help big business, we'd vote for her. No, the undecideds are barely follow politics. They're not John McCain fans or Dick Cheney fans. They want you to help them. You need to be a populist to do that. So running towards these corporate Republicans is a disastrous strategy. It gives your opponent a rhetorical marketing advantage because you're saying the other party is good. It picks up no votes at all, and it leads you in the wrong direction where you're seen as more pro-war and pro-business when you need to be more populist and telling those undecided voters, hey, I'm going to deliver for you. I'm going to get you something, not I'm going to get Dick Cheney something.
Again, I don't agree with Cenk on a lot of issues, but on this, he is completely spot on. I mean, that's exactly like the same thing I would say, right? Embracing the warmongering old guard of the Republican establishment is not winning politics, because Cenk brings up a great point. A lot of the donors, yes, may kind of like that stuff. They're more inclined. They're the John McCain Republicans, but when it comes to those undecided voters, they want to hear what you're going to do for them. And embracing the old guard of the GOP, which, by the way, got destroyed for a reason, okay? Because when you think back to 2016, some guy named Donald Trump, he was like a real estate investor. He was a celebrity TV star, should not have come around with no real like strategy, really. He was kind of just saying what he felt at the debate stage and destroy the entire GOP establishment single-handedly. The reason that happened is because it was weak. It was weak because it was unpopular. It was out of touch with the American people. Reviving that corpse is not good politics for Kamala Harris. And by the way, it's not going to flip the Trump supporters in the other direction. It's actually going to say, oh, Dick Cheney supports Kamala Harris? Yeah, that confirms my support of Donald Trump, because they're the ticket of the neocons. This is the populist ticket for the people.
This is the worst strategy in the world. And I know for Democrats, they think, oh, no. If you have the worst strategy in the world, don't tell anyone. Just compliment her on the strategy. But then she won't be able to turn around. And it's not like she hasn't turned around. She turned around earlier in this campaign. She was doing a brilliant job in the beginning on populist economic messaging. And she turned around to this terrible message. I'm hoping she'll turn around again and go to a correct strategy in the last 3 weeks. But you can't get us through their consultant heads, all those stupid Democratic consultants destroying this party in this country.
Now, all right, I'm just going to hold back and just move on to The View, because they disagree with you, Cenk. They think that Kamala Harris has been running a perfect campaign.
Oh, they're so stupid.
So let's start with Sunny Haas.
Again, for once, Cenk, you and I agree on something, okay? Of course, embracing Dick Cheney's not going to work for the Democrats. Of course. Based to Cenk Uygur, we totally agree. All right, again, he's spot on about this. There's nothing else I can say, really. He gets it. A lot of his own party doesn't, okay? So credit to him, all right? He's a little smarter, at least on this issue, than Joe Scarborough and the ladies of The View and all those other characters who just excuse and defend and think she's doing such an amazing job. Really? Is that why she's sinking in the October polls, in the betting odds, in early voting registration? I'm not making an official prediction for the election, but just saying it's not hard to declare that there's a lot of things Kamala Harris could have done better on the campaign front. Anyways.
Who insisted that Harris's strategy was flawless because of the amount of money she has raised. Like, that is the main indicator of a successful campaign.
Yeah, the donors.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's genius.
I think that Kamala Harris has been running a flawless campaign, and that's why she raised billions of dollars, $1 billion. I think it's because of the momentum that she has. I think it's because people believe in her, and I think people are showing that by the amount of money that they're willing to give to the campaign. I think we have the press to blame for a lot of this. About, Whoopi, you always say you don't believe in polls. I'm with you now, because I'm reading the press. First it was, Kamala's not doing enough press. Then she goes on this huge press tour. What I would like the press to talk a little bit more about is Trump is in hiding. He didn't do the 60 Minutes interview. He does not want to do another debate. He's in mental decline. Obama's speech was captivating in Pittsburgh, yet instead of talking about that, we're talking about...
That's the one where he tried to shame black men into voting for him, by the way. Just saying.
What he said before the speech to black men.
Donald Trump has increased his support among black voters. Why do you think that is? Anyway, I am going to go back to it. Even if, let's say, best case scenario for Kamala Harris, cozying up with neocons like Dick Cheney works out for her and gets her across the finish line. I need Democratic voters to please just explain to me, why is it that you guys really want the Democrat to win? If the Democrat is willing to open her administration up to neocons who do not possess the same values as us, right?
Good question, Anna. Amazing, fantastic question, okay? Because you know what? You know what I think me, a Trump supporter, populist conservative, whatever you want to say, and TYT can agree on? We may have different policy views on everything, but we universally agree that neocon class of the Bush family, the Cheney family, the Reskin and Nikki Haley, people like that belong nowhere near politics anymore. Okay, we want them out of power. But apparently Democrat voters, I mean, I guess it makes sense because they don't really have principles. Like, it's kind of just, there's a reason why we make this meme out of the left. I support the current thing, because like they don't really have anything upstairs. It's literally just, I go with the current thing, BLM, COVID, Dick Cheney's amazing now. Like they're just NPCs. But anyone who's thinking about this critically should ask, why is that a good idea? I don't know. I would love for Sonny Hostin to answer that, I guess.
If the Democratic Party becomes the new party of neocons, why do we care so much about getting the Democrat elected?
No, they have one.
I just need to understand. I need to understand because, guys, okay, I don't care about the party's label. I care about what the party is going to do to make our lives better.
Yeah.
And if the signaling right now is we're going to be like the Bush-era Republicans, what is the point?
Yeah, so look, there is no point left to these corporate Democrats. The only point is survival. So you know what I think. I think Trump is a deranged wannabe dictator. And he proves it every day. Just played you the clip of him saying the military should take care of the enemy from within. So we have a deranged dictator versus a hopeless corporate politician. So, I mean, look, on The View, full-blown conspiracy theory, lunatic, QAnon, blue MAGA, whatever you want to call them. Kamala Harris has run a flawless campaign? A flawless campaign. Amazing. And by the way, they were saying the same thing about Joe Biden as his brain was falling out of his ear. Okay? And the press is too mean to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is perfect, but the press, they like Trump too much and they're too mean to Kamala Harris.
Delusional, yeah.
Look, I think that to some degree, some parts of the press sane wash Donald Trump, a new term that I love, and it's true. And I think he's a lunatic, and they just treat him as if he has strategy and is a normal person. But thinking that they're too mean to Kamala Harris, that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, all right.
All right. So let's go to Sarah Haynes.
Yeah, I mean, so there you have it, obviously. TYT, not hopeful for the Kamala campaign at the current moment. We've talked about that before. Like, Cenk is now saying she's losing the lead. And if you ever want a indicator of the current state of how things are going over there, just take a look at Cenk's face in this frame. I mean, that really does sum it up, okay? That is the current state of the Kamala campaign, deep now into the October collapse. Things are falling apart for her. She's out of touch Her consultant class is making some clashing and at times very bad decisions. And it is what it is. We look forward to November, to say the least. With that said, though, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new. Tell me what you think the current state of Trump versus Kamala is. Is Kamala running a good campaign? Do you think Trump's going to win? And until next time, God bless and peace.